This is Cop Top 1 here from NoobAlert.com with Dan, one of the developers for Sleeping Dogs. We just had a chance to play the game, and it is fantastic.
Oh, thanks.
What do you want to tell us about the game? Because I'm already loving it.
Well, with Sleeping Dogs, what we tried to do is bring some new elements to an open world genre and really kind of focus on the core mechanics. So taking combat to the next level with sort of the hand-to-hand, using the environmental objects around you. So, taking an enemy and using a car door and kind of slamming his head into it. It makes each environment quite different and allows sort of the player to use his surroundings to his advantage. And then we also try to really focus on like the driving, which a lot of us at United Front Games have a sort of a long background of driving game experience. So taking those elements with, sort of the on-foot parkour as well, and really kind of make it a unique experience that a lot of players haven't seen in a setting like Hong Kong that not a lot of games have been done in.
Yeah, we had a chance to play obviously earlier, and the environment effects are awesome. I mean, like, you have your normal, shoot the canister to have it blow up, but you can electrocute people. I drowned some dude while he was taking a piss. Definitely my favorite execution. And the hand-to-hand combat is a lot of fun. It has elements of other games, but it's done in a way that's very different than you've seen in the past as well. And then the driving is a lot of fun too. You mentioned that you guys have a lot of experience with racing games. You got a lot of different people from different teams coming together for this project. How does the racing and the driving fit into the whole world in general?
Well, what we really tried to do is we tried to make the world look like Hong Kong and really capture that essence, but we focused on gameplay first. So our race designers basically went through and laid out what they thought would be really cool driving streets, alleys, kind of race routes, and then we built the city sort of around that as well. So it's really allowed us to create some exciting race moments. We've got over 20 just unique races in the game itself, then a bunch that are actually part of missions and police cases that you do a race, and kind of takes all that. And like you said, we spent a lot of time focusing on that. We've got background doing racing titles, and we kind of took that experience to make it a really enjoyable part of the game and playing with the different types of vehicles that going from a scooter to a kind of a souped up race car.
Now, in one of the trailers, you guys have a video trailer out for the different racing elements, and there was a boat in there. Do I actually get to drive a boat?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, there's boat races that you compete and you're kind of chasing against a guy, and there's also some shooting from boat to boat as well. So it needed to be in there. Obviously, Hong Kong being an island, we had to get some boat in there as well.
Okay, I'm loving this game. I really am. I mean, it's been in development for 4+ years now, and it's already looking really polished. What else can you tell us that is just that is your favorite aspect of the game?
Well, I think what's pretty cool is we tried to bring in some elements from other genres, so like RPGs, so that you're able to get sort of temporary buffs. So you can go to the apothecary and get a tea, and it'll give you increased shooting accuracy for X amount of time. So bring in elements like that, or that money you've been saving, you can purchase a clothing set, and it gives you a buff as well. As you progress through the game, you actually learn new moves. You can collect these jade statues, return them to a martial arts instructor, and he'll teach you a new move that you can now use in the game. So the game at the beginning and the game at the end is quite different from the player's experience, and also our main character, Wei, so sort of his mental state and how he's coping with, as an undercover cop, everything he's been forced to do.
Yeah, so you mentioned that he's an undercover cop taking down the triads and stuff like that. Now, can you actually see the progression as the story unfolds? Him kind of breaking down. Am I too deep? Or
yeah, you definitely see that, and you see his sort of conflict and struggle with balancing his duties as a police officer to what he's required to do to keep his cover and be part of the triad and be this enforcer. And you really see it in his interactions with other characters, the struggle he goes through, some of the friendships and loyalties he's made while undercover, and having to betray some of those. So it was a lot of fun for us, and we spent a lot of time on the story. Again, trying to make something that was a little bit more immersive than maybe you've seen in some past open world titles.
Okay. Now, since you kind of have this dichotomy of do I go down the good cop road, or do I kind of go to the underground? Is there two different endings essentially? You can kind of pick and choose which one you want to go through?
We really wanted to tell sort of a very specific story. So what we did instead is had sort of multi-branching gameplay. So depending on how you play a mission, we score you at the end, and you can get triad experience or police experience. And it is possible to do sort of the perfect mission where you balance it just enough, so no innocents were necessarily killed, but you were just as tough as you needed to be on the triad side. So you can sort of play missions in different ways. You can replay them to try and improve that score. But we really wanted to tell a very specific story, so we kind of kept it linear in that way.
Great. Is there any planned DLC for this game?
We haven't announced anything yet, but there'll be some upcoming announcements, I think, in the few months.
All right, great. Well, thank you again for your time. The game looks great. I can't wait for it. It's going to be on PS3, Xbox 360, and PC. And when's that going to be?
The later half of this year.
Later half of this year. All right, look for it. Thanks again.
Thank you.